Jess, welcome to my channel and this edition 10 ways to style bangs. Look number 1, sleek and modern. First, I brush out the tangles with my favourite hairbrush ever by Mason & Pearson. I've used their brushes since I was 11 years old. Next, separate your parting and brush your fringe forward. I always dry my fringe off first. It's usually quick to dry and would end up a very curly mess if I didn't. Just using my fingers, I dry the fringe by pulling it to one side and then the other. This just helps it sit nicer at the end. And keep doing that side to side motion until it's dry. Then with a paddle brush, continue sweeping your fringe to the opposite side and curling it under slightly. This just helps smooth out any flyaway pieces. When my fringe is pretty much dry, then I blast off the rest of my hair. And I only start to blow dry once it's almost dry to try and minimise damage. To finish, I use the GHD straighteners. Grab a little clip, salon ones are best as they don't leave too many dents, and section out my hair to straighten. I try not to overdo it on the straighteners, just smoothing it down for a few seconds on each section. Then take the top section down and smooth out the top layer. I've got my concentration face on seemingly. I have quite a heavy fringe, so again I have to do this in sections. I start with the underneath and just grab a small section, straighten again by pulling in the opposite direction and curling under slightly. And then just repeat that with the top layer on both sides. And that's it. Sleek modern bangs, or fringe as we like to call it, that takes me about 15 minutes to do. Look number 2, the messy ponytail. There's lots of gorgeous hair accessories out there at the minute, and with this look it's nice to make use of them. Take a bobble and without being too precious, gather your hair up into a high ponytail. I like to pull some pieces back down so it doesn't look too contrived. Wrap round the bobble, and if like me your shorter layers leave you with a little tuft, simply twist that section around, wrap it back round your ponytail and pin it in place. Add a ribbon, pearl clip or a velvet bow to add a little more interest. It feels fresh, on trend, but not trying too hard. Look number 3, the flick. Grab a round brush and separate your fringe into curtains. Taking one side of your fringe, pull the hair in the opposite direction, wrap tight around the round brush, and with a low heat, blow dry the fringe in this position. Leave the section to cool down on its own and do the same to the other side, making sure you curl the hair back on itself. Tease it out with your fingers and it leaves you with a modern 70s flick. And to add a little texture, I use some dry shampoo and just add it to the ends of my fringe. Look number 4, bangs and beach waves. This is my favourite way to wear my hair at the moment. Using the GHD wand, I take sections of hair and roughly about halfway down, curl through the ends. I much prefer the natural look, so I'm not precise in any way on the thickness of each section. Just find a straight bit and give it a little curl. They should end up something like this. Then repeat all around your hair and it leaves you with lovely bouncy beach waves. For a little extra touch, I grab the straighteners again and a fine comb, brushing my fringe forward, get the middle section and straighten it forward, curling it right under. With the side sections, again pull those in the opposite direction and curl those under too. Leave it to cool for a minute or two and then gently tease out your bangs into position. This can look a bit bouncy to begin with, but once it settles it's like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Look number 5, the Joy of Head Scavs. Grab yourself a headscarf, any shape or size will work. Fold it into a triangle and keep folding it until you have a fine tie. For this first look, I'm just going to wear it right above my bangs. You could leave it like this or pull out some hair from underneath so the headscarf sits through your hair. Headscarves are particularly on trend this season, and I use them a lot as a finishing touch. You could also wear one like a simple headband. I got this lovely blue one from Accessorize recently. Just take the scarf under your neck and fix it in place. Then I pull it all forward and twist around the ties so that they sit underneath. You could do this next look with your hair pulled up in a bun, but either way I like to keep a section down at the front to make it a bit more laid back. Just take the scarf under your hair and tie it up at the front. With a shorter scarf, I like leaving the ties down, but if they bug you like this, just twist them a little bit and tuck them into the headscarf. It feels fresh, modern, and perfect for this summer. Look number 6, messy plaits. I love wearing plaits. It gets my hair out of the way in summer, and with a fringe, I think it looks really cute. Again, I leave the front section out for a more undone look and simply plait down. I tend to stop a good inch from the bottom as I don't want it to look too perfect. Then I just gently pull the plaits apart. Then repeat on the other side, pulling them out a touch more. I think a fringe and messy plaits really complement each other. Look number 7, Princess Leia on a bad day. My point being, I much prefer this look not too perfect. Simply section your hair in two and twist, and keep twisting until you wrap the twist around itself. And one always goes a touch wonky, but I get there eventually. It's a laid back look I love doing at the beach when it's too hot to have all that hair down. Look number 8, when your fringe just won't play ball. Simply grab a couple of grips, pull your fringe to one side and twist. Fix it in place with a grip and pull your hair back over to hide it. Voila, no more fringe. Look number 9, lose the weight. Sometimes my heavy fringe is just too much and I want to take some of the weight out of it. So I take the side section's top layer and twist it back, fixing it in place with a grip. It feels fresh, modern, and a little bit hippie, which is just my cup of tea. Look number 10, the undecided. For the perfectly undone, half up, half down look, simply take the top section of your hair, twist the ends a little and pin it in place. Add a giant pair of hoops and you're good to go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked these looks.